What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Best Women's Boxing Show, period. I'm Cynthia Conte.
And I'm Jeandra LeBeauf, and we've got a full slate of boxing to talk about, including finding out if Cynthia is still the president of the Boots Fan Club after this weekend. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get deep into that. But, it was a lot of good fight stuff this weekend. Where shall we begin?
Okay, well, first off, we did have some really good fights Thursday night, Friday night, top rank, DB3, Keyshawn, and Kelvin Davis. They made it not only just a family affair for the brothers all fighting on Keyshawn's undercard, but also the sisters came out and sang a beautiful rendition of the national anthem. But real fast on Kelvin and Keon, they fought on the undercard. They had some statement wins, and they're all trained by Bomac. And then we get to Keyshawn Davis. Every betting odd or everyone that predicted said that it's going to go the distance because he was fighting a guy, Lemos, who he fought Hutchinson. I saw him fight here in Vegas, and he was a tough opponent. Now, mind you, Lemos came in 6.4 pounds heavy during the weigh-in. Shame on you. You should be suspended. Sorry, that is so disrespectful. Japan, you get suspended. So I don't know why they don't do it here. And then on fight night, he was 20 pounds heavier. So maybe was he using that to his advantage of weight to be a weight bully? Maybe. But girl, we saw what Keyshawn did. He put a beating. I didn't expect a TKO. I thought he was going to go the distance. Everyone predicted a distance. What did you think? Did you think he was going to go the distance before seeing the fight actually happen?
I thought it was going to go the distance, seeing that the 6 pounds overweight plus the intangibles of promoting a fight in your hometown and carrying all that on the back, and the sisters and the brothers are on the undercard and the marching band and all the bells and whistles, not to mention the up to the ring walk interviews. And that's no shade. Let me say it now. That's no shade on my boy Bernardo. No, I love me some Bernardo. That's no shade. Everybody has a producer. So, producer, I wasn't feeling that. But to bring it all the way back, no, I thought it would go the distance. And Keyshawn was the businessman for sure that night with a signature knockout. It was exciting.
My God, I mean, I didn't expect that many times, but three times. At first, I was like, okay, he got him out. And the way when Keyshawn knocked him down, he's like, told you. Like he said, he goes, I told you that night, my fight is going to be like a movie. It sure played out like one. The drama, uh, the lead up to the whole fight and the way it ended. And remind you, this is his first fight under top rank. He just got signed. And the fact that he already came in that like we knew we all kind of knew it was a hometown fight. Keyshawn's not going to give it up. He's like, I'll fight you. I'm going to take a huge chunk of his pay as he should. But man, that was dangerous. And they did put a lot of stipulations on him of you can't weigh more than like 3 or 4 pounds. He was like, I can't even drink water overnight.
Yeah, he was filled out pretty big. And the most exciting thing about that is to have that signature win and then for him to do the ominous knock Gervonta Davis. Let's get into the merits of that. Well, before we get into that, I encourage you guys to go back and watch when Cynthia and I talked to Keyshawn's mom, who is such a central part of
Yeah.
his life when we were in the there for the Teofimo fight,
Yep.
and Keyshawn was on the undercard for that. But go back and watch that. Their family love is just beautiful.
It
But
was it yeah. It was a
what do
beautiful family affair that night. It was beautiful.
what do we think about the call out of usually when the youngins call out people, I get a little bit of but I kind of was into it and I started thinking about the merits of a Keyshawn versus Gervonta fight. What do you like and what do you not like about
I like it because it's a good fight and these youngins have got to fight. And I remember seeing it on Twitter. We saw it that when it was with Najee Chill, Keyshawn's like, I gotta fight him. Like I call him out. Like we want to fight. But Tank replies like, stop it, boy. Like just focus on your fight. And Gervonta is just Gervonta. He knows who he wants to fight. But I think after that, it's kind of like, maybe Gervonta is like, maybe he saw a little bit of something in the very short amount of time of Keyshawn's, a little bit of flaws. I didn't see any flaws, but I'm not a fighter. I really like it. And the what Keyshawn has is that he can bring an audience. He filled out in Virginia, so why not? Um, and you have Bomac, basically Shakur. Like, why not? Since if Geronda's never going to fight Shakur anytime soon, the next best thing is Keyshawn. I'm just saying.
You got to play the what would you rather game, because you look at the opponent that they announced for Javante Davis, who,
Mhm.
forgive me, no shade, I can't even remember who it is
Lamont
right now.
Roach. Lamont
Lamont
Roach.
Roach. No disrespect to Lamont Roach. But then you look at Keyshawn, who just mobilized the city. That city clearly supports him. They came out, they said the attendance was like 10,000.
Yeah.
So
Tim. Mhm.
he's in Virginia. Tank is from Baltimore. They could do a fight in DC. This is
Yeah.
right there. They could do a huge fight out there because Keyshawn clearly can bring people. I don't know. Maybe he needs one more fight to make sure he can maintain that audience. But the
Hmm.
way he ended that, I don't think that's going to be an issue.
No, I think honestly, let's just say hypothetically, if he does get that fight, uh, Tank would be the next best thing. Girl, you know, it's not about the audience. They're gonna come because Tank sells. And Keyshawn, after that performance, it was so good. And the way he called him out, it's not like, yo, Tank, blah, blah, blah. He didn't talk shit. He was like, knock, knock. Like, I'm the boogeyman
I'm
now.
here.
Yeah, I'm here. You saw this. I know you saw this. I think it's a fantastic fight. I would love it for Keyshawn. I don't think he'll get it. I think he'll fight. I don't know who he's gonna fight. Oh, there's Morataya. Yeah, that's what's his name? Robert Garcia's fighter. I mean, there's a couple fighters, but Top Rank likes to move them slowly. So I wouldn't think that he's gonna get the Tank Davis fight next.
Nah, definitely not. We got to get Leonard back in here with us to talk metrics, because it's like,
Yeah,
okay, Keyshawn can sell out an arena, but maybe the purse split and other things are better for Tank if he fights
yeah.
Lamont Roach. Maybe, there's lots of intangibles, and I would love if, tell us, Leonard, all the
I know
business
Leonard.
that goes on.
I know we
Well,
need to know. Well, we need to know, when is Tank fighting? Is he fighting Lamont Roach? Like, we don't know if that's happening. It was
right.
alleged. It was put out there, but I don't know if it was because of a venue or allegedly a purse split. We don't know. We're just flies on the wall. But yeah, so that was a great Friday night of fights, and then we love Saturday night. Saturday night, girl. You had the two kings. Matchroom kept touting them. You have Jaron Boots Ennis, and then Bam Rodriguez, Jesse Bam Rodriguez. And those two guys, like alone, Jesse he's made history. Like, it's just, as he was the youngest undisputed until Gabriella has taken over that title, as you pointed out in the tweet yesterday, and I had to retweet that. But Boots Ennis, it was his homecoming, and you know what? Let's go first, Bam, because he was a guy everyone was touting. The guy was supposed to go the distance. Bam made that look so freaking effortless. Like, it
So
just
light.
so easy. That short uppercut. I'm like, where did that come from? And all the power he got from the legs knocked the dude out. Like,
Bam is something spectacular. He really, really is. He is like, he's just so consistent. And I
mhm,
know when he's on the card, I'm going to get what I want to see, a great
yep,
knockout, a great finish, but still maintain some style, some
yeah,
technique, like some real ability. To me, that is the things that are the makings of a star. I hope that people continue to show more love to the lighter weights, because there
yeah,
are some really spectacular fights. It's historically always been that way, that the lighter weights are in the more exciting fights. And I hope that Bam continues that trend. Shout out to the great Tom Loeffler for
yeah.
his vision of having a Superfly card, and then now look at Bam is like the next gen of that. So give your props to Tom Loeffler for putting them on.
I know. Good job, Tom. I remember reading or listening to an interview where Bam said no one wanted to sign me because of his weight class, because he was too small. Like, what are we supposed to do with this? And now look at him.
Get him back.
He has literally, because whoever's next, I mean, there are names, and what they said is Chocolatito and Mr. Honda, who promotes both of them, does not want them to fight. But hypothetically, well, Chocolatito says, I want a challenge. That is a huge challenge, and they've sparred, so they kind of know each other. But I don't want, Chocolatito don't, because if let's just say Bam beats
Right.
him, he has literally beat the four kings of that generation.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Sorunvasai, Cuadras, and um,
Gaio Estrada.
some, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, but and the way he talks, I love it. He's just such a young kid. He's like, yeah, that's dope, dude. Post. He's like, really cool. That's so cool.
I love, yeah, this next gen, that's what we need. It's like a just a breath of fresh air to just be a little
Right.
killer and then still be, you know,
Hmm.
youngish. I won't call him
Young.
a kid. I'm not going to disrespect
Nah,
him. Call him a
he's
kid.
younger.
A
He's a young
young
man.
man, a
Young
young
man.
man, and acts like a young man. He doesn't act like, oh, I'm just so cool,
No, he
too
doesn't.
cool.
But
No,
there's
that's what I
one,
love.
everyone is saying maybe a guy named Fernando Puma Martinez. He's under what's his face, Chino Maidana. So
Mm.
they say he's a killer in the ring, but that could be another fight. But Bam has no problems finding any little fighters because now the problem is anyone going to dethrone him? But we'll see. He says everyone's like, why don't you just put him in there with Inoue? Like, dude, you guys wait. Like, wait a minute. Let him he
Can
needs
he
to still move
breathe?
up and yeah, right? Right? Yeah. Oh,
Sheesh.
speaking of Hanoi, I'm just gonna but girl, did you see that promotion deal with Saudi Turkey? It's $20 million, like 3 billion yen. And some of the stipulations, he doesn't have to fight in Saudi.
Some people got to have it.
Like, what a deal. You could still fight in
Man,
Tokyo Dome. You could still do everything. All you have to do is wear my Saudi patch, wear Riyadh season, say it in your language. Cool. You get paid $1 bajillion. Why can't we get a sponsorship like that?
because our country is ghetto. Let's just get into, that's a whole topic for another. Our country as a whole is
That's
pretty
all.
ghetto right now. And you look at how beautiful Japan is. It's so clean and,
Mhm.
the streets, and look at Riyadh. It's beautiful. It's clean. And then you look at like downtown LA. Like,
Trash, basura. I mean, and I'm from
Basura.
LA. We're from LA. It's just we've
Hello.
seen what's happened to it.
Okay, a
Ah,
mansion with a tent on the outside of it, but
mm,
we ain't gonna get too
mm.
or nothing about that.
Okay, now on to more pressing matters.
Shout out to him.
I am still, oh shit, I forgot. Oh yeah, I still am the president of Boots Fan Club. Like maybe I've taken, I, well, I mean, I'm a quiet president because he hasn't responded to any of our things of like wanting to do a thing, an interview. Like, you know what? Y'all don't give us no love when we were the ones that first got you out there. But anywho,
Hmm.
I still like him. I think that he showed his flaws, obviously. And I text you, I'm like, whoa, he's getting tagged a lot. And, I saw people saying for the people who thought, that are shocked to see Boots tagged a lot, he's always been there to get hit. He has a lot of defensive flaws. Now, when we see defensive flaws, because you always hear Crawford, Boots. I was very happy Crawford didn't come out and like talk shit. He was very sincere and very nice. Like, it's all right. It's just another bad day in the gym. Get up and just do it again. But after seeing, let me see, Chukadzan, I'm just gonna call him Karen because that's his first name. He already fought
I
him. I did.
I wrote it down phonetically. Shukashan. There we go.
Oh,
Shukashan.
dude, they all butchered his name because
And that's probably not right either.
so I'm just gonna call him Karen. Yes, his name is Karen. He's from Ukraine, and he fought him before, and he said he's gonna come back a different fighter. He sure did because he was winning. He won the first round. He won rounds. I had it a closer fight to like 116, 110 because of the knockdowns, but people had it a landslide. But I he kept Boots kept getting caught with a left hook that he didn't see. He got
Yeah,
hurt in the first round.
he was getting hurt a lot of that time. The whole fight just he just looked wholly distracted. And I think about all the times that we've talked to him together and individually, and the type of personality that he is. He's really kind of quiet and a reserved man. His dad Bozy does more talking, but he's not really like a shit talker. They're just not that type of a unit. But Bozy's considerably more talkative than Boots. And the whole time he was fighting, I could see him looking out into the crowd and just so distracted and
Hmm.
just susceptible to punches, and why was he having trouble kind of locking in? I kept thinking like, dang, is there like a chick there, like a celebrity chick? Do
Squirrel.
we got a new woman? Like, he was just all over the place. And that's so unlike him. He's such
Yeah.
a focused fighter. And I don't know. That fighting at home thing is not for everybody. Hell, look what happened to Jared Hurt. It's not for everybody.
It's not, and it's just very strange because he wasn't, and when he was trying to hit Karen, like you can tell he was really just going for the knockout. He was headhunting the whole time. And every time he threw, he would lose his balance. And that's very amateurish. That's like you're in the streets trying to just get a knockout. And
Mm-hmm.
it was really interesting to see because when you get in the corner, Bozy, I mean, we've heard corners, and his beautiful advice was just get him out of there. Like, Boots is like, dude, I'm trying to fucking do that. Like, if
Right.
there was
Just
no,
round after round, just the same thing. Just get
yeah,
him out of there.
there's,
Just get him
yeah,
out of
just
there.
get why? And there was one time he did say, why don't you set up your punches? You're not doing enough feints. Okay, that is some sane advice, but he needed to hear that. And even Boots in this post-fight presser, which I did not care for, it was very it just he knew that he did not have a good performance. But he's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, when my dad was saying things, I wasn't listening. I was listening and I wasn't. Obviously, you weren't listening because you were so not focused. And so
Mm-hmm.
I did he say he was injured? I don't know if I
He
didn't
didn't
hear
say
the
he
whole
was
thing.
injured, and I too had that sort of reaction to him in the post-fight press conference. And all jokes aside, I am a fan of Boots as well. I'm just messing with Cynthia, but I didn't like that he said, "Oh, I know he wasn't the best opponent," or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay, then, come on,
he's
let's keep
still
it humble. Now he
right.
had you working, and you didn't get him out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, he even said it's something along like my resume, like maybe my resume that I haven't had quality opponents. He gave you work. Like he
Mm-hmm.
could have taken your belt. He expose you? Maybe he exposed you that you're defensively flawed. Yes. You kept getting caught with a left hook, overhand left hook. Who has a great left hook? Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is
Mm-hmm.
like, I'll knock you out. And
He's
maybe is
with it
that the reason? Yeah. And I wouldn't mind seeing that. Then Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz is only one way forward. He's not defensively sound like Terrence
because Boots
Crawford.
likes a fighter that stands directly in front of him,
Yeah.
so he can school him like
Okay,
that. And
so no, it's very true because when you think of when they did the whole thing of all these great fighters coming out of Philly, and then you hear Boots, and I'm like, he's such a good fighter, but why I mean, you know what? Maybe it's the path that they took, and maybe people promised him all these things. But I'm happy that Matchroom was able to do it. Eddie was like, "Oh shit, please don't lose." Like another clapback Thursday with Oscar. You never know, but Oscar is going to probably say something about
oh, of
it,
course.
about the performance, and and he's already touted like who he wants, and we'll get into that. But I think it was a good learning lesson. I think Boots just needs to get back to the drawing board. He really needs to be honest with himself. He needs to be honest with his team. And how many times have we said that when honest with their team when it's a father son? How many times?
Another father son problem, not problem,
Yeah,
excuse me.
it's not
Maybe
a
that's not the
problem.
best choice. It is a problem. There's clearly some failure of communication happening in the corner. We see it time and time and time again. Is it time for him to go out and do his own thing? We never know. And then adding on to that is headlining a card, headlining in your town, really the weight that you can bear. Like we look at the stark difference between Keyshawn headlining his town and him headlining in his town. Keyshawn looked totally at home. He looked
Mhm.
totally at home, and and it's not to say it's a skill thing or anything like that. It's apples to oranges because they're not in the same weight class, but it's a charisma thing.
Yeah,
And
it's
who
charisma.
can carry a promotion like that? And maybe that weight was just too much. It was too much for him.
I don't know,
Matchroom
but
filled it up. I don't know. I don't know if the weight was too much for him and having to fight as well.
I'm not. I mean, but that's that. If you want to be a star, it comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. You can fight in closed doors and be great, but then what? You have to sell tickets. I don't know. I mean, hopefully, I still like Boots. Yeah, I think he still has people to fight. There's Stanionis who has a belt. There is who else is there? He said he would like the winner of Mario Barrios and Abel Ramos. That's happening on the Jake Paul card. Um, I don't know. I mean, I prefer Mario versus Ryan. I mean, I just want to see Ryan when he's off his suspension. I would like to see him in the mix because he's gonna, he's gonna fuck up everyone's path to wherever they want to be because it's Ryan. There's Brian Norman that is in the mix. But did you notice he said, and I tweeted that he said, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to move up to 154 because I'll have more
Yeah,
pop in my punches at 154.
that
I mean,
whole sequence was just terrible. Yeah, yeah, I think he's a nervous giggler. He just seems so uncomfortable, so
it was a
awkward.
really awkward interview. I mean, kudos to Chris Mannix of like asking those questions. And,
Hmm.
it's like of what went wrong. And he didn't have an answer. And it's fine. He just had a fight. He's going to have to go back and then he'll be able to answer it to himself of what went wrong. But yeah, he just I don't know, he didn't commit to a game plan. Whatever game plan they had, it went out the window. And Bozy and them just I'm not going to tell you what to do because it's not my job.
I'm
I mean,
frustrated.
but it was really hard just to hear, get him out of there. Like, get him out of there. Like, what round is
Give
it?
him
Round
some
10. Get him out of
instruction,
there.
bro. You got to
Yeah.
give him some real instruction. What are you seeing? That's why you
Yeah.
are
That's you're the
outside.
coach.
Tell me to parry. Tell me to pivot. Tell me to
Tell
go to
me
the body. Tell me
anything. Yeah.
something. Tell
Yeah.
me
I I
something.
think I think everyone screaming at the TV was giving better direction than the team because we're like, go to the body, go here, go do this and do that. But hey, so I mean, that was the main event of
Kudos to
Saturday night.
Karen. Whatever Karen altered messed up their whole game
It
plans.
really did. And he is I don't can will he win a belt? I don't know, but you know what? He's a really good person to get in the ring with and test your skills. I saw someone say Boots should hire Karen as one of his sparring partners because he's really awkward, he's really tricky, he's really strong. His timing was really awkward and his lateral movement, he's Ukrainian, so I always think of like Usyk and Loma. That's all they do is box in the Eastern Europe. Like that's part of your livelihood. So it's like I see the footwork, and he did a lot of things right. He just, Boots just did it a little bit better, but I like Karen and good for him. He has that performance against Boots was one that was like, I did that to Boots. I rocked him. Like the first hook in the first round. I'm like, he's like, I think his what is that called? The cerebral, what was this when you get hit in the temple? What would you like to see now if Boots, let's just say he does get a fight at 154, would you like to see Boots? Because we'll go into this next segue, and I want to ask you because it's going to go off. Oscar put it out there a 5-by-5, and it possibly could happen because Riyadh season, and it's a Golden Boy versus Matchroom, and as we know, Matchroom has lost pretty much all the fights on a 5-by-5. Sorry,
Oh,
Eddie, it's true,
it's like
but
a Madden curse.
right. So you think of Virgil versus Boots. I like that fight. What do you think of that fight? Would you want to see Boots versus Virgil?
I like that fight because it's always should have been the fight. It's been a fight that's been marinating since they were prospects, when they
Mm-hmm.
both were like prospect of the year, when they were making their way into it. I love the idea of the fight, and it's his best option because while it seems like some of these, you're on this side of the street, you're on that side of the street, is getting a little bit blurred thanks to Turkey Al Sheikh. Would Turkey want to do business with? And is he even in the Boots business? He's in the Virgil Ortiz business.
I think he is because he's Matchroom. He's
Yeah.
met with them. I've seen him and something. I remember when Turkey said, "Oh, we're gonna do great things together." So it's all timing. And then okay, so then how about Ryan versus Boots? I mean, that won't happen until like because
No.
Ryan's fighting in Dubai, by the way, apparently.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, he put it out there. He's fighting. Actually, this kid I know, he put it up. My trainer, my boxing trainer, used to train him, and I used to spar him at Wildcard.
Wow.
What's his name? Like, not, I mean, it wasn't like full on, like, he was
He
hitting
was
me or I
whipping
was
his
hitting him.
ass.
No, but like it was more for movement and then just for like if I would throw punches so he would get his movement and like, just it was more for defense. And but no, he wasn't hitting me that hard. He would hit me so I would have my defense, but I forgot his name. But yeah, he's fighting in Dubai. I don't know if it's an exhibition. I'm not sure. But anyway, what would you think about Ryan versus Boots?
Ryan versus Boots, Virgil Ortiz versus Boots. I guess it would just depend on what does he value more. Does he value the money grab more? Does he value the boxing legacy more? If he's putting his emphasis on legacy, like he said, early in his career, then I'd rather the Virgil fight because that's a great fight. They're both in kind of a similar type of situation. They both moved
Hmm.
up to 154. They're both wanting to chase Crawford to an extent. I don't know if either of them will ever get there, but that's what it is. Now, if he wants to make some money,
He'd go to
then
Ryan.
and we want to see like a nice big huge promotion, take the Ryan fight. We know Ryan can carry his half of the promotion. He can get the people talking,
Hmm.
but if fighting in this type of a circumstances and carrying a promotion in your hometown was heavy, imagine doing some shit with Ryan. Look at how that went with him and Haney. Look how that went with him and Gervonta. Like Ryan built for the spotlight. He's not
Yeah.
tripping. He's not
Right.
tripping. So it just
Right.
depends on what he wants more. I would
Yep.
rather see him fight Virgil because that's the what the purist in me would want to
Hmm.
see. But for the spectacle of, I don't know. I don't even know that the spectacle would even be all that. Because would he talk mess back to Ryan?
I don't know. I think Bozy would.
Yeah, true. It
Bozy
could
would be
be.
doing all the talking.
They'd have to
I don't
find
know.
them a storyline or something in there. Like
Yeah,
I don't know what the storyline would be for
that
that,
would be
but it'd
hard
be
because
cool.
Boots is quiet. He's just
Hmm.
chill. He doesn't talk shit. He's really humble. So that would be interesting. But yeah, like these are just the fights on the 5x5. Zepeda versus Shakur, Munguia versus Pacheco, Oscar Duarte versus Haney, and Jose Ramirez versus Zepeda or Catterall. I like all those fights.
I'm with it. I will watch all of it. Maybe Eddie will have better luck this go round, but he don't care. He laughing all the way to the bank. He's going
What?
straight
Oh
to the
yeah.
bank with
Oh
this.
yeah, and Oscar versus Eddie too. So Oscar
Spray on
said,
abs optional.
"Oh, did you see Oscar's last clap back Thursday? Because that's what he's like. You want to fight me?" He's like, apparently Eddie has taken some boxing aerobics class.
Oh, he's out here taking Tybo. Is he calling him a Tybo ho like
No,
Nas and Jay Z?
actually, he's actually boxed before, but not to the level of Oscar.
Oscar is hilarious. Oscar, stall him out. Stall him out and just do the 5-on-5 and
It's
chill
so
out.
funny. All right, now, so big weekend this coming week. Since it's gonna be, Thanksgiving weekend. We are officially in November. Riyadh season is officially here, and also Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Yes, it is finally here. No more cancellations, no more injuries. This real fight is going to happen. Tuesday, the mess goes down. It's we're really sad that we're not there, but it's all right. So if you guys are watching this and you happen to be there, you can hashtag us, send it, and we will collab with you on our Instagram, and we'll put this all on our socials too at hashtag Paul Tyson and then just collab with us on Instagram. But make sure it's like, decent stuff, not nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy.
I
Tag
don't
us in
want.
it so that we can see it.
Yeah.
Make sure that it's, especially if you're there, especially if you're hype about the fight we're getting ready to talk
Yeah.
about, just tag us and we will share it
Yeah.
on the Best Women's
Yeah.
Boxing socials
Yeah.
of all
Socials.
sorts.
Now, so it is an interesting fight. Jake Paul, he's getting paid 40 million. Mike Tyson's getting paid 20. But yes,
Whew.
this fight is real. It's 8 rounds, 2 minutes. Um, I I'm betting on this because based on the way Tyson looks, I'm gonna bet a knockout. Because you can't turn off a killer. He's when he in one of the in the previews or the things of the Netflix documentary, he said, he's a manufactured killer, Jake Paul, as in a social media, whatever. I'm a natural killer. Like that is what I do for a living. And I didn't want to bring this Iron Mike back out, but he's here and he's in the ring. So when you're fighting a fight and you hear the bell, that's all you hear. Attack, kill, I want to be done. I want to go eat, smoke a joint. Like that is his whole goal.
Yep. Hell, have the joint in the corner. But I don't, I just
I'm gonna bet a
see
tie, by the way, too.
here is the where I have the trouble. And I know this is gonna sell asinine, and don't come for me. Well, you can come for me in the comments. I don't give a shit. But I don't know how much of reality and drama is involved in the making of this because it's a spectacle.
Hmm.
And Jake Paul is an actor of sorts, and Mike Tyson too is an actor. I saw him on SVU. I saw his one man show. I saw him in
Girl,
the
The Hangover.
Hangover. In the Hangover. So it's like the boxing person in me is like Mike's going to knock him out.
Hmm.
The 2024 social media thinker in me goes, they're paying Jake Paul $40 million.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the odds on BetMGM. Minus 200 on Jake Paul, a tie plus 1,000. I'm gonna put something on the tie because a tie is a win for both of them. No one gets hurt. They fought. You literally saw them fight. I'm not gonna say if someone's gonna throw the fight because I don't know. But so the money line is minus 250 for Jake Paul, plus 190 for Tyson. Now, if Paul gets a KO, TKO, or DQ, plus 110. Paul on points is plus 300. Tyson KO, TKO, or DQ, plus 275. And Tyson on points, 1,000. Yeah, Tyson on points.
So if Jake Paul knocks him out and you bet, let's just say $100, how much do you win?
If you're looking to bet $100 on, or it's Jake Paul is minus 200. If you want to bet on Jake Paul just for $100 and you think he's going to win straight up, you bet 200 in order to win 200, excuse me, to win $100 back. So, and then if you're looking for money, that's why I always say you get the take back. The take back is always the underdog. You always bet. So Mike Tyson is plus 200. You're going to bet 100 to win your $100 back plus the 200. So there you guys go. That's why gambling is very hard because, oh, yes, it's if everyone thinks, oh, Jake Paul's going to win, it's easy, but you have to bet 200 just to win half of your money back. So that's why it's weird to me when I see the cursed Drake bet like $20,000. I'm like, dude, you're getting like
Him and
not at,
Floyd. Oh my God, the way they bet.
I mean, that's money that they just poop out. But you know what? I wonder who Drake is going to bet. He's going to
So
curse.
we know to bet opposite of whoever Drake bets on, okay? Don't bet how he bets. Like bet how Floyd bets. Floyd usually wins.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a
Follow
betting
Floyd.
video for this and I'm gonna put it on my stuff, on my socials and Best Women's. But for as of right now, I'm going to bet a tie and I'm going to put a little money on Mike Tyson by stoppage TKO. I would love a KO. I think everyone would love a KO. I think
KO.
everyone.
I would like a KO just to watch.
That's the
Just for
thing.
the spectacle of it all. I
And
don't
you
even
know the
care.
best part about it? It's free on Netflix. If you don't have a Netflix account, just get one for the month because it's only what, $7, $15, and then cancel it. Unlike all the other apps, I'm not gonna say the other apps names because they're all so expensive.
With that punk ass Black Friday ass deal they were advertising
Girl, when I saw
last
that, I
year.
was
The
like,
hell
it's
they knock it
still.
off at Black Friday. This outlet premium. Get the hell out
Mm.
of here. Ain't
I
nobody
was
paying
like,
that.
I ain't saying nothing. But yeah, so I think that's great. Now, at the same time, the fight that pretty much I wish it was on its own card, but hey, Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano, part two. Katie Taylor getting paid 6.4, is it $6.1 million? Katie Taylor tweeted out, she's like, I'm getting paid more. I don't care what y'all getting paid, but y'all getting paid. Thank you, Jake Paul. Thank you, Netflix. Thank you for everyone caring about this fight. Um, I think let's put your prediction down of this really good fight that I believe Serrano won the first one in a very, very, very close fight. I think Serrano takes this one again in my
I
mind.
think I think that Katie Taylor is going to.
I'm like, did you freeze?
I think my brain just froze for a
I
second. It
know.
started like
I
it
went to do
started
my
it like
computer.
it's like my brain rebooted or something. I think that
Did you
Katie
push escape?
Taylor, I was going to say one thing and then my mouth was like, nope, don't say that. I think that hmm,
A
I
lot
just
of
think it's Katie. I think it's going to be, let me see.
if it's a fight like last time where it's two fights, kind of like a Usyk and Fury. The first part of the fight was Amanda, and then the last part was Katie. You have to take it from the champion, especially in undisputed. I think because the last time Amanda kind of let off the gas, but I still think she won. Like it, I because she to me, I had Amanda had Katie hurt, but the problem was is that and all of a sudden Katie came back out of nowhere. Um, I don't know. I think so. I
I'm gonna
mean,
look
look
at
at
her social media right now. And that's gonna tell me what I need to know. Let me see what
she's
she's
not
doing.
that active on social, girl. That's the thing.
Oh no, here she's arriving to a photo shoot. She's like
Yep.
reposting stuff.
It's a
Okay, she's
quite it's Katie Taylor is minus 150 and Amanda Serrano is plus 110. A tie, which is not happening, is at plus 1200. Oh, real fast. I just want to say I want to interject on the last card of Boots. Girl, that Coe versus Gallegos,
that was a good fight.
It was an upset. He was minus 10,000 on DraftKings. Girl, on my bet, it was like he was minus 2,500 and the winner was plus 900. Gallegos pulled that out. Good for him. That was a good fight. That was a fight of the night. But anywho, yeah, so you predicting Katie Taylor stoppage?
I am going to predict Katie Taylor
We
will
never do predictions, guys, by the way,
lose.
but this is a good one.
I think Katie will lose on Saturday. I am going
Oh,
to,
so you're agreeing with me.
yeah, I think she's
Okay.
gonna pull out. I think she's gonna edge out a close win, decision win,
So
not
then
a
that would be a
knockout.
part three.
Maybe. Get to the bag, girls.
Imagine,
Get to the
yeah, imagine a part three. Girl, if there's a part three, I don't care. I'm gonna sell a rib so we can
bag.
go.
Some
I'll,
people
I'll sell eggs if I have to.
we out there selling I don't know, don't nobody want these little dusty eggs. I'll find something else to sell. I'll find something. We got something over here where I can pawn off or something. Take a little second on a house or something. I don't know. We shall
I'm
see.
serious. If they were going, the reason why we weren't going is because they changed it and it's too close to Thanksgiving. I have F1 that I'm going to. So it's like I'm not spending all this money on a fight that I may not even get content or even like a one-on-one, which we need,
Hello.
versus me sitting and enjoying myself and watching fast cars, my F1. I mean,
Exactly.
and that was already planned way
Drinking
before.
wine and having a good
No, we'd be drinking fucking like $30 expensive ass drinks. They're
time.
so expensive, 30, $45 at F1s.
Crazy.
Like talk about that. But yeah, I okay, so we're stamping that in. We both take Serrano. I don't know if it's gonna be a stoppage or points. I don't know, but I think it's gonna be another excellent fight. You take what do you have? Jake Paul.
I'm taking Jake Paul by decision. I'm taking Amanda by close decision, something in the neighborhood of 115, 113, something
Okay.
like that. Very, very close decision. And the rest of the card, we'll tweet through it. We'll
Yeah.
watch.
We'll be watching it. We'll be tweeting as well. Yeah, so I have Tyson by stoppage, TKO. I wish it was a KO. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit. If you guys know me, I always sprinkle like $10, something small on a tie because you never know. Um, and I have Amanda by yeah, in a close, like maybe 115, 113 or 116, something 112, something that it's gonna be like it's gonna be very controversial again of something. But yeah, I like that. And then, of course, and then the same week, we have to get to it just real fast. It's Riyadh season, Latino nights. What's his name? Zordo Ramirez versus Christian Billum Smith. That is the main event. And Kenneth Sim is off the card. He hurt his knee. And William Zepeda, He's on the card. He's the next hard-hitting Mexican. Just trust me. This kid is like the next Canelo with does he have yeah, he has red hair also. So
Mhm.
how many I never knew.
Put your Netflix over here, put your whatever, your whatever over here, and you watch both cards. Your whatever is over here.
We
Your
do not
whatever.
judge. We do not judge.
This is a
Mm-mm.
judgment-free zone.
And it's judgment free. But oh yeah. So this is wow, what a good week of fights that we just watched, and then we're gonna get a great week of fight, just all week of content of what people are gonna be talking about. I'm really sad that we're not gonna be able to push out the
I
content on our
know.
YouTube, but it's all right. You know what?
Tag us.
It tag us. It's God has something more for us, and we'll see what happens, and then you never know what's gonna happen. But
No.
make sure you guys are listening to our podcast because everything goes on our podcast, everything goes on our YouTube, socials, and whatnot. I'm going to be dropping our Bernard Hopkins interview because we did talk a little bit about this. We talk about Terrence Crawford and boots. So it all kind of falls in line just a little bit. Very interesting. And his thoughts on Bivol versus, or Better Be a versus Bivol fight. Good stuff. He was really kind enough to talk to me, even though he was like totally coughing in my mic. I'm like, please don't get me sick. Please don't get me sick. Yeah, he was sick, but I was like, hey, all right, Jay, but this was good. I love chatting with you. And you guys, this is the very first time Jeandra and I have ever given an actual prediction because we normally just don't.
Ta-da!
But yes, I will be putting out prediction video for those two fights. And hopefully, I don't know. I'm curious to see if I don't know who's gonna win, but it's a good night of fights, you guys. Tweet at us, text us, share all our content, but we appreciate you. We appreciate everything that you guys do for us. So yeah, on to the next. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Best Women's Boxing Show, period. I'm Cynthia Conte.
And I'm Jeandra LeBeauf.
See you guys at the fights. Bye, guys.